Are you a rat or are you a human being? Today, you decide this today, alright?
Namaste. This video is for people who want to navigate and who want to use the space of the internet to upskill their warrior abilities on how to fight the war of ignorance in this world and how to not fall prey to the tactics of internet and social media. By developing these abilities, they can benefit their own life and they can benefit the lives of people who they care about. So, if you are one of these people, please continue watching. And if you're not one of these people, then you can leave now. This video is not for people who lurk on the internet, scroll, exhaust their dopamine, and have developed entitlement and a very trashy behavior towards others and the environment that they live in and the environment of the internet. So, this video is not for them. We live in the world of constant scrolling and constant surfing. People just threw us to this world, especially generation millennial, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha, and the coming generations will be thrown without any preparation and education on how to defend yourself against the forces of the internet who clearly don't have your best interest at heart when it comes to their operations and when it comes to how they manipulate you into getting a certain action from you. This video will empower you and educate you on how to not fall prey to these cultures on the internet and how to protect yourself, people you care about, and your family like a warrior. First ability is to gain the ability to research. I think a lot of people will agree with me when I say this, that not all information on the internet is for you and almost none of it is true. That's why to have the ability to research is a non-negotiable in today's world if you are interested in surviving the world of the internet. If you don't have the ability to research, to find it out by yourself, the cows agree with me. Anyways, I live in a village, so excuse them please. If you don't have the ability to find out the information that you are looking for all by yourself, then you're doomed in the world of internet. Let's say if I'm looking for what happened in Ukraine, I should have the ability, the mindset, the skill set to find out what actually happened and not fall prey to the propaganda of news, to the propaganda of the politicians, to the propaganda of certain marketing companies who don't care about truth and are trying to get an action out of you. I'll come to the propaganda part later in this video. I've spoken about it at length there. There is no surfing the internet without context. Building a context will help you to research properly. What are you actually looking for? Before you even open www. etc., ask this question to yourself. Don't just blindly surf the internet, which is what most people do when they are on the internet. Internet is not a place which always has your best interest. It almost never does. Sometimes it does. I'm not trying to paint it a villain, but I'm trying to make you understand the raw reality of how actually things work on the internet. And I'm speaking by my experience because I have been fighting the war of ignorance on the internet for quite some time. And I've faced the consequences. I was cancelled, etc., which I've talked about later in the video. Everything in this video is from a personal experience of what I have gone through as an individual who was not taught these abilities. I had to figure it out on my own and develop them. Hence, I'm putting everything in this video for all of you so that you don't have to go through what I have gone through. Human brain is designed to find solutions to problem. You have to give it time. Give time to your research, reflect upon your research. Don't just jump on another thing after you've researched something. Also, do not stand by your research as if now you are supposed to defend it just because you have researched about it. You don't know the ground reality of anything, even though you have read about it on the internet. Sometimes it can be true, Sometimes it cannot be true. Your research should be factually verifiable, otherwise it's of no use. All right, this is a very important thing. If you want to survive internet, you have to have context before you go towards researching, and you have to develop the ability to research. How do you develop the ability to research? You have to do hit and trial, a lots of it. There is no other way. All right, so this point is for people whose work depends on the internet, whose livelihood depends on the internet. You cannot be a novice now in the world of internet. You cannot afford that anymore, because if you do, then you will not know, but your mind will be immediately captured and controlled for a certain kind of propaganda so that they can enable it. All right, understand what I'm saying. Rewatch this point if you don't understand. All right, getting to the truth of it is something that you yourself need to do. There are no fact checkers which are going to help you. There are no influencers which are going to help you. All right, of course you can watch them to build a perspective, but ultimately you should be aware at all times that it's somebody else's opinion. It's not your research. All right, that clarity should be there at all times, because somehow we think that because we have watched it on a screen, that means it's true, but it's often not. It's mostly not. All right, today we live in the age of information. We have information at our fingertips. Hence, you cannot afford to say anymore that I did not know. That's not an option anymore. Can you imagine, we live in a world where I have access to the same amount of data which a village boy has, which the maid who comes in my house has, which a billionaire has, which somebody living 2000 kilometers from me has, somebody from a completely different culture has. Everybody has that access to information. What makes it different for you is your ability to research, and that will be unique to you. Nobody can take that away from you. That's why it's important to develop that ability, and it's going to come to you through hit and trial, to practice it every day. That's how a warrior sharpen their weapons. They practice it every day. Speaking about research brings me to my second point, which is search engines are unreliable. Let me say it again. Search engines are unreliable. Let me give you an example. Let's say I go on Google and I search, is coffee bad for me? It's going to show me everything which confirms my bias about coffee. When I search the same thing, but from the opposite side, which is coffee good for me? It's going to show me all the results, which is going to confirm that it's good for me. So it's not really interested in giving me the facts. It will give me what I search for, which is the function of a search engine. You can't blame the engine for it. You have to understand that when you are there on that search engine, it's not there to serve your truth, or it's not there to serve the truth. All right, it is just there to give you the results of your search. I know, right? I can't believe I have to explain like the basics of it, but we have to come to the basics if we want to survive this whole drama on the internet. So don't just go on on Google and be like, oh, I will Google it. If you want to find real answers to something, give it time, trust your brain, find it out. Right answer always takes time. It's not that easy to find the right answer. You can't just Google it. Even though Google's whole marketing is about this. If you see their Facebook ads, if you see their YouTube ads or Instagram ads, you will see their marketing is very much subliminal to, they are telling you that if you need a right answer to something, you can just Google it. Okay? But that's damaging everybody's ability to actually find out the truth. All right? So use it as a tool. I'm not saying that Google is bad, or I'm not saying that you can't use it. I use it. I'm sure you do as well, and everybody does. But you should know why you are using it. You're trying to cut onions with your comb or your toothbrush. Don't do it. All right, it's not going to happen. Third ability to develop as a warrior is the ability to tell the propaganda from truth. Now let's define propaganda first. What is propaganda? Propaganda is a carefully crafted manipulation, and it works even when you know that you are being lied to. That's propaganda. Politicians use it, media uses it, marketing companies are using it these days. It's just everywhere, all right? It's even in conversations with people that you can tell whether somebody is under the influence of a propaganda or not. But you have to have that intelligence behind your interaction with people who's telling you that, all right? So if you don't have the touch with that kind of intelligence, then probably I'll make another video about how to get in touch with your inner intelligence. And that might help you. But for some of us, we are in touch with that. So that is going to tell you whether this person is under the influence of a propaganda or not. Propaganda always births uncertainty, chaos, and confusion in society. That's literally why it is done, why a propaganda is principled and applied, because it births confusion, which helps people who are enabling this propaganda to achieve their outcome. And you know why they do this? What is the incentive that they have in doing that? The more uncertain you are about something, the easier it is to control you and manipulate you and get an outcome out of you. That's why they do it. Example, our lovely politicians. They do it all the time. They think that is politics. Alright, that's what politics has become these days. But they are not the only ones who are doing this. Bill Gates is doing this. All the corporations are doing this. Everybody is doing this. They are not the only ones who are doing this. Alright, I want you to apply the same principle that you see in politicians on all the corporations, including Swiggy and Zomato. I'll come to those guys later. I want you to apply it on everybody and see the truth for yourself. Now, how to fight the propaganda and reach to the truth? Number one, research both sides. That's why the ability to research is very important to develop, and that's why it was the first ability to develop as a warrior if you want to survive on the internet, is to develop the ability of research. Research both the sides. The side the propaganda is against at, and the side which propaganda is for. Research both of them. And not online. I mean ground reality. Alright? Ground reality is by far the best way to verify whether something is true or not. Second thing, propaganda is always hidden in words. So you should focus on developing your vocabulary of words and understand how certain words are used at certain times, in certain headlines, in certain YouTube thumbnails and titles, in certain reels, to get your attention, to get an outcome out of you, to spike a certain emotion inside you. Mostly this is used by newspaper headlines and news media channels. They use this tactic a lot. That's why I want you to enable yourself in word vocabulary and understand why certain news channels are using certain words in context with certain people or certain countries to show them in a certain light. Alright? I mean, I believe that people I'm talking to are intelligent enough to understand what I'm trying to say here. Because you have to understand that the whole business of media and corporations associated with media is to make you doubt what you see with your own eyes. That's how they run. Alright? If they're successful in doing that, then that means they've sold you the news that they are propaganding. I can't be more clear than this. Alright? So be smart, don't fall for this trap. Educate yourself in how words are used by these companies to get a outcome out of you by their propaganda. Now, another way to fight propaganda is to take control of your emotions and trust your feelings. Alright? We can make another video about emotions. I have a reel also on Instagram you guys can check out about emotions. Probably that will help you understand what this whole phenomenon of emotion is and how corporations take control of that and get an action out of you, which you don't even want to take. But they tell you that this is the action that is best for you, because if you take this action, then you're going to get that emotional satisfaction that you're looking for. Aren't you looking for that? And then you're like, yeah, I guess I'm looking for that. Okay, I'll vote for you. This is what happens. All right. But the whole time, your gut feeling is telling you that don't do this. Many people, unfortunately, are not in touch with their feelings because they've not developed their feeling body. All right. They have deadened their senses also. Especially today's in today's world, our senses don't work because we just overstimulate them with social media, and we don't develop them the way we want to develop them, so that they enable us to live the life that we want to live. Instead, we have sold our senses to corporations like Google, Facebook, Instagram. You are just giving your senses away to them. You are overstimulating your senses with data which they give to you. Every day this is happening. You can see it. Stop it. They're robbing you out of your senses. And politicians are using it, propagandists are using it. All right? And develop your body, the body who feels. All right? That is going to navigate your life better. That is going to guide you into taking the right action better. You can't rely on your emotions. All right? Because first of all, what we call as emotions are not emotions. They are responses. All right? Which is generated out of the conditioning of your head, if I'm able to put it rightly. And your head is conditioned into generating a certain kind of response when you see a certain kind of thing. For example, you've seen in Bollywood movies that when a guy chases a girl and she says that no, I'm not interested in you, that doesn't mean that it's no, that might mean that it's yes, and usually it means it's a yes. So you should not give up and you should keep persuading her. So when this situation happens in real life for a guy, his emotional response is going to be what he saw in that Bollywood movie. So this is an example of what I'm talking about. That's why I'm telling you, don't trust your emotions, because they don't belong to you anymore. All right, you have been conditioned into having certain kind of emotional responses so that the corporations benefit out of you. This is a very large game, guys. I have realized this after 26 years of tapas, literally. And I'm putting this all in this video, so you better understand that I'm coming from a place of experience and I'm not lying here. This is all verifiable truth that I'm speaking. Anyways, another way to smell propaganda is repetition, because whatever you repeat, it seems like it is true. All right, and this is a very old tactic of creating a propaganda. All right, keep repeating the same thing and it will look as if it's true. So if somebody is repeating something on different news channels and different social media platforms and different YouTube videos and different Google searches, everybody is telling you the same thing, then you should know that it's a propaganda. And the best example of this kind of propaganda, and the most recent one, was COVID. And we all know what happened with that. And the last way to smell a propaganda would be follow the money. Where the money is going. What is the interest of this particular person who is telling me that this is what I should be doing and this is in my best interest? Where is his money going and where is his money coming from? Who is paying this guy to say this? Follow that. It can be, it doesn't have to be a guy, it can be a guy and it can be a news channel and it can be a corporation and it can be a company, anything it can be. It can be a group of people, alright? So you should always follow that. Follow the money. It's going to tell you a lot. The fourth ability to develop as a warrior is to be conscious of your consuming versus creating ratio. Many people online are creators, many people are not, and that's okay. This particular point is for people who are creators. So this particular point is for them. Be very conscious of this kind of ratio, and this is a very popular ability. Many people do support this ability, so I really don't have to go too much into the depth of it. But I wanted to mention this because what ends up happening is that sometimes in hunt of inspiration, in hunt of wanting to see what other people are doing, and most of the time, because you are addicted to that dopamine hit out of that feed, you end up watching a lot of things that you don't want. And that leads you to having things like brain rot, tired eyes, not to mention the radiation that you get from that blue light. It's the whole another thing. But you get what I'm saying. So be very conscious of this. It's not bad to consume, but consume what you want to consume. Follow people you want to follow. Don't just blindly go on the internet without any intention and surf it. All right. You can do it if you have a lot of time in the world, but for most people, they don't have a lot of time in the world. Um, Actually, they do have time, but they have things to do in that time, right? Nothing will get done. So be wary of this. All right. Have this ratio, something like 6:1 or something like that. That out of 7 hours, 6 hours you're creating and doing something and giving out, and 1 hour you've kept for consuming and seeing, learning from people you want to learn from. But yeah, you can keep that 1 hour. This is what I follow. Fifth ability to develop as a warrior in the age of internet is the ability to say your truth without getting cancelled. I think I am somebody who has gone through this. I was cancelled on the internet, so I am somebody who can speak from experience and authority on this particular point because I've experienced this and I've gotten out of it. I was cancelled on the internet because I was telling people to think before you put that horrible thing inside your body, which is the virus. And I fought a war, and it was horrendous for me because it costed me my career, my livelihood, and a lot of things at that time, my relationships, etc. People were just talking about me and damaging my reputation online, and a lot of things were happening, right? That happened because I had not developed the ability to speak my truth without getting cancelled. So that's why Facebook had shadow banned my account for a year and a half, and after that they lifted it up in 2023, and that had damaged my progress a lot. So I learned that lesson in that moment because I'm not somebody who just backs down. I like to learn and I like to move on, and I like to see what's coming next. So I learned from that experience that it's very important to develop this ability. You can't be just talking about your truth without having this ability to not get cancelled online, because you are going to offend a lot of people. I am not saying that you should not offend people, but there is always a way to say what you have to say in a way which reaches to people. Now, what they do with it, it's not in your control, right? But you should try your 100% best to craft what you have to say in a way which is authentic to you. First of all, that's the foundation. Plus, it is also palpable for the environment in which you're saying this. So for this to happen, what you have to do, you have to care about people. If you truly, genuinely care about people, that man, my truth needs to reach these people because I know I was in this situation and it had helped me get out of that situation. And if I can say this to them, it's going to help them. If you really do care about it, you are going to find a way. You're going to find a way as to how you can say something online without getting cancelled. Trust me, I am still surviving online. Luckily, there are people who are following me since 2018, 2019. They've seen me transform. They've seen my journey from where I started to what I've become now, to what I'm going to become. They'll see everything and they are with me, all right? They might not agree with me on everything, but they're still there. So it's possible. It's not like it's not possible. That's what building community means, and that's what human beings are excellent at. Building tribes, building communities. You can't build that, you can't do that if you keep getting cancelled online, all right? I know cancel culture in itself is a very toxic thing. It's not acceptable. People should be allowed to say what they have to say, but unfortunately the environment is not like that. So you have to be sensitive to that environment, all right? And you have to find a way, be creative and care about people. These are the two things that is going to test your creativity, and it's also going to test how much do you care about people. And if you put these two things together, then you have the recipe of how not to get cancelled online and still say what you have to say. Personally, if you ask me, I've learned this from the planet Venus. I study a little bit astrology also, and the planet of Venus is the planet of building diplomacy. And I've realized the value of diplomacy. I was the person, I was very sun that this is the right thing to do, and I'm still that way. But I have learned how to reflect the light of the sun through Venus, and I'm sure many people would like to do that as well, and you can do that. If I can do that, anybody can do that. Develop this ability. Don't get cancelled. I don't want you to be cancelled, all right?
So I'm shooting this again from point 6th because things happened, life happened, and I moved on and shooting this another day. Point 6 is marketing vampires. Now, we all have been affected by them, and today I'll tell you how to fight them. It is one thing to sell you a product, and it's another thing to tell you who you are. And that's exactly what marketing has become today for corporations. They tell you who you are. Marketing today is used as a weapon, it's not used as a tool anymore. It's used as a weapon against your decision making ability. Today, simply buying something has become a battlefield for your brain. And many of us don't even realize that there's a battle going on in my head, which is enabled by marketing companies in the first place. We don't even realize that we are not that sensitive anymore. But don't worry, today I'm going to help you sharpen your warrior skills so that you don't fall prey to the sensory marketing world. You need to start from consuming what you actually want and not what you are told that you should be wanting. There is a huge difference between these two things. Don't let brands shape your identity. They are now shaping your identity. They are telling you who you are. You will see this in cafes, for example. This is what I have observed. Cafes have now this pastely branding, which is very Pinteresty branding. And this is I've seen mostly with cafes, and all of them are falling into the same identity because they are telling you that a person who is aesthetic, a person who is somebody who cares about aesthetics in the online world will also buy from our cafe because look, we are also aesthetic. This is one example of how brands tell you your identity and try to sell you that identity. This is one example. There are many such examples. That's why don't let them shape your identity. You build your own identity first, and then you decide which brands are you going to associate with. Which brands are you going to make space for in your life? Which brands deserve to have a space in your life? You decide that. Right now, you're letting them decide this, and you don't even know how. It's very subliminal. And this happens because marketing, it leads you to believe that your reflexes are your choices. These are the reflexes that they create by manipulating your neural networks in your brain. There are neural pathways which can be very easily manipulated by these marketing companies, and they've figured out this way how to do it. They've been doing this for years, and now they have mastered this. So they are basically programming your reflexes, and they are selling you this illusion that your reflexes are actually your choices. Products are there to aid your life. All right, it's not to cripple you as a human being and force a certain outcome out of you and force your engagement via fighting for your attention. They force your engagement on something. Don't let corporations define what happiness means to you. Be very aware of this. Practice awareness with your choices. That's your weapon. That's your superpower. And it's time that you use it against these marketing vultures. Otherwise, they'll eat you, and they are eating you. Seventh weapon to develop is leave the greed for colors. There's a whole thing that I can dive into where I can explain you how colors are used in marketing and what exactly certain colors are used for. For example, Swiggy and Zomato use colors like red, orange, tangerine, these kind of colors because they are hunger simulating colors. It's not by mistake, it is by design. All right, so you have to leave the greed for colors. One thing that I like to do is turn my screen completely orange. There are softwares. There is an app called Twilight. You can use that, and there are many such apps which can block the blue light. All the colors look the same to you, so it would be very tough to get an engagement, get an action out of you just because of the color of it. All right. So that's another weapon to develop. Number 8 is to protect your dopamine. Dopamine, like many other chemicals, are being sucked from you by these corporations, and it's now very well established. Everybody knows this, but nobody is able to get out of this loop because somehow the modern world that we have created has found a hack to get dopamine quick and cheap. But it's not a sustainable way to have dopamine in your life. That's not what the chemical is for. It's to genuinely reward you and your brain when it has achieved something worthwhile. It is not designed for social media apps to rob it from you and then give you like a 2 rupee reward. And that dopamine is not sustainable because your brain will immediately pull it back because it will realize that it has not really achieved something in real world, so it will pull it back. And when that happens, you also face a hit of depressive thoughts because another set of chemicals get released in your head. So it's a very vicious circle and a cycle that you need to get out of. Protect it, protect your dopamine. All right, anything that you use should add to your life. It should not take from you. Apply this principle to the internet also. Stick to your timeline. That's the best antidote towards people who are robbing your dopamine. Stick to your timeline, no matter what. Do what you have decided to do in the day. Achieve it. That's the way to get real dopamine. And there is no replacement for this. Number 9 is when you research, do not forget to apply it. Many times we get into this loop of endless researching on the internet. That is also by design. They just want you to use more and more of it. And what ends up happening is that you know everything about everything, but you have not applied it. So you don't have any first hand experience of what your head knows. There is no replacing first hand results, no replacement for it. All right. Number 10 is solve but do not avoid. Stop using the internet to avoid your life problems or justify your life problems. Most people do this. You should instead try to find the root cause of your problem and solve it once and for all, permanently. This is the key, to solve it permanently. You have the ability to do that. You just are giving your dopamine away to these companies, right? So you don't have any motivation left to do things for your life problems. That's why it is happening. And these companies on the internet, they don't want this for you. They don't want that your life problem is solved once and for all. It is because, and it is by design, because then they can sell you more things for your life problems. Because if your life problem is permanently solved, that means it's no more money for them. So they're keeping you in that hamster wheel for wanting more and more and more and more and more. All right? Are you a rat or are you a human being? Today, you decide this today. All right? If you can't decide this, leave. Leave this video, block me. And not only the internet, I mean, there are many businesses online who even market this to you, who market this thing that if you use our product, your problem is going to be solved forever. But it never happens actually, because if it does, then you will not go on Tinder again and again and again and again. If you actually find your life partner on Tinder, then why would you need to use the app? But they're not interested to get you the life partner. They're interested for you to hop on from one relationship to another relationship to another relationship to another relationship so that you can keep using their app. Now you understand? This is what is happening with most apps, with most companies who are operating in this kind of dynamic. Get out. You're not a rat. All right? Are you a lab experiment? Because if you are stuck in this loop, then you are. And I'm telling you to get out of it. And the way to get out of it is to stop. Put a hard stop. Don't avoid, solve. Avoiding something is not the same as solving it, obviously. If you keep avoiding your life problems and not find the permanent solution to them, then these companies are going to take advantage of you. All right, so focus on solving the problem permanently so that you don't fall prey to these companies. Number 11 is to switch off all notifications. This is something that I have practiced. I'm practicing this since the last 4 years. I switch off all my notifications, Instagram, WhatsApp, all these apps that I use. I don't switch on the notifications. There is no need. I check in with WhatsApp. WhatsApp doesn't check in with me. I check in with Instagram. Instagram doesn't check in with me. Okay? Take your power back, take your control back, switch off your notifications. The world is not going to end. Okay? You can set a time in the day where you're going to check your WhatsApp. You can set a time in the day where you're going to check Instagram. And then you get off the platform. And it's very much possible. I am doing this in my life and it's working for me. I'm not missing any of my important work calls, messages, emails, etc. Because I decide when I have to check in. And then I can count on myself. All right. So you become the human being that you can count on also. This also goes parallelly with this point. Number 12 is leave the greed for instant food, instant sex, instant gratification. Leave it. All right. There are no shortcuts in the world. You have to absolutely um, work for what you want in life. There is no other way. The greed for instant damages your ability to appreciate and own your experiences. It completely damages it. So don't do that. Leave the greed of for instant. Why don't you instead focus on developing abilities as a human being? And then you can teach those abilities to other people. That's a more sustainable way. Because the use of instant is also going to give you an instant death. All right? So keep this in mind. Number 13 to fight this war on the internet is don't let anyone put garbage in your brain. You don't let anybody walk into your house. You don't let just anybody put garbage and litter in your house. Then why do you let anybody and everybody put garbage, put what they want, and put nonsense in your head? Why do you do that? Think about it. And if you do that, don't let everybody and anybody put whatever they want and plant whatever they want in your head. Have boundaries, have mental boundaries with people. All right? Having boundaries is not an evil thing. And if you have boundaries, then also have the ability to protect those boundaries. There is no use of having boundaries if you don't have the ability to protect them. All right? Very important point. Number 14 is to have strict internet surfing timings. You also need processing time. You just don't need consuming time. All right? Okay, you have researched, you have consumed. Now, what about reflecting on it? What about pondering upon it? What about processing it? Your brain needs that time. You are in your head right now with constant surfing, constant researching, constantly being on the internet. Stop it. You're just not polluting the earth by polluting it. You're also polluting your own head. And that's also Prakriti. That's also nature. You're disrespecting Mahamaya. Don't do that. Your life is going to not end well and it's not going to even be well. Give your head some time, man. Give it processing time. It's going to generate new ideas. It's going to reflect something new every time to you. And then you can take that information forward in your life. All right. So, this is also a very important point. Number 15, and this is my favorite, that you should beware of energy vampires on the internet. You can find them in the comment section, you can find them in your DMs, you can also find them commenting on other people's content. They just want to engage with you, want to have a conversation with you, just get into your life. Usually, it starts with an argument. All right, don't engage. Just do not engage. They are just hungry for your energy. And the internet is filled with energy vampires. All right. So you have to be very, very careful of them. If somebody is trying to just have a conversation with you, somehow, even though you've made it clear that you don't want to engage and you don't want to have any kind of conversation, they still are trying to nudge you in a direction and they're still trying to have a engagement and a conversation with you. Leave. Block. Don't avoid, block. All right. There's a difference between these two. Just block them. You don't want these kind of people in your life. Protect your energy, even online and especially online. Number 16 is to get your serotonin in better ways. Serotonin is a feel good hormone. Whenever you do something good for somebody, or you do something good for yourself, or somebody does good for you, etc., this is a chemical which is released inside us. It's a good hormone. It makes us feel good. The cheap way to get it is when you try to communicate with somebody. And you should also not comment unless absolutely necessary. If there is no other way to communicate with somebody other than their comment section, only then you comment, if it is unavoidable. But if it is avoidable, if there are better ways to communicate with the person, and if what you have to say can be saved, please do that. Because people are just using comment section as a place of catharsis. That's why I have my comment sections off, because my profile is not a garbage bin. You can't just come here and spill your emotions. That's not what my profile is for. So you have to protect things like this. You have to protect yourself online. If you have something worthwhile to do in this world and online, if you don't have, then this video is not for you. Simple. Number 17 is not letting social media build entitlement and arrogance in you. It's very easy to feel entitlement. It's very easy to feel arrogance. Be very careful of it. It robs you out of gratitude, which is the single most important thing to feel as a human being. It sustains you, it breathes life in you. Gratitude. It's not air, it's not water, it's not food. It's gratitude which feeds you. And feeling entitled to have something because of social media robs you out of gratitude. It literally starves your soul. Okay? So be very careful of it. And the last ability to develop as the internet warrior is to develop your mirror neurons. All right? Because we don't step out of our houses anymore and we just keep scrolling and scrolling or keep surfing the internet, our mirror neurons are not getting developed, and they are very crucial for our function, not only in the society but also with oneself. It's very crucial to develop your mirror neurons, because what mirror neurons do is they develop empathy in you. And if you want to work in a team, or if you want to hire a team, or if you want to work with people in the world, empathy is your friend. Empathy is the tool to develop empathy, and mirror neurons are something which is going to help you develop that. If you want to work with people and not against them, then empathy is needed. Without it, the world cannot function. That's it. Those are my tools. Those are my learnings, which I have learned with 6-7 years of me sharing my abilities with people on the internet. If you think that any of these would work for you, please practice them every day. And sometimes, if you get lost, you can always come back to the video and watch it again. I want you to grow into a good individual. I want you to serve the society with your abilities, with your divine abilities. All right. May Mahamaya bless you, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.